Hi, I'm Chef Michael Reed. Today I'm gonna show you our amazing, super flaky buttermilk biscuit recipe with a country sausage gravy that's to die for. So please subscribe and follow along. The thing that sets this dish apart is the technique that I'll show you how to make these super fluffy, light biscuits that are super flaky, more like a croissant, not like a biscuit that you normally would see. The first thing that we're gonna start with, you're gonna need 5 cups of flour. You need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, plus you'll need 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. So we're just gonna incorporate all the dry ingredients, and then I'm gonna actually show you how we cut the butter. So when you're cutting your butter, this is how we like to see it. Nice, kind of thin strips. This is gonna help us get that flakiness that we're looking for. The other key thing and tip to this is this butter just came out the fridge. It needs to be very, very cold. So now that I have my butter cut, all we're gonna do is gently break that in. So what we'll do is we're not trying to crumble it. Like most biscuit recipes, they'll ask you to crumble in the butter. For us, we're just gently tossing it and coating those thin slices of butter in the flour. Now what we're gonna do is add 2 cups of buttermilk, and you're just gonna stir that in. You're still not trying to break up the butter, you're just getting that all incorporated into the flour. What you'll do is just push down gently and then fold it over on itself and push down again. So now what I'll do is I'll just gently press with my hand and turn it over on itself, trying to get all the dry ingredients that are on the bottom to the top. There's not a lot of dry stuff left over. Anything that's left over, we're just gonna put that right on top. You're gonna make sure you wanna flour it so it doesn't end up sticking to your counter as you're rolling it out. So we have a nice big wood rolling pin. So the key to this is we're gonna roll it out 3 to 4 times while folding it over on itself in thirds. So I use a bench scraper, you can use a spatula. There's your first fold, and there's your other fold to get it into thirds. And I'll flip it over on itself, picking up any of the loose pieces, reshaping it slightly, always remembering to add flour in between the folds. So as you continue to roll and fold, it's gonna become more solid and have layers and look more not so crumbly, but actually like an actual biscuit. So now you just take your cutter. So if you take a look at that, you see all the layers of butter, sorry, flaky. When this thing bakes up, it's gonna be amazing. There you go. So we're just topping these off with a little bit of melted butter. So I'm just gonna go ahead, pop these in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes, and we'll pull them out and put them in the oven. All right, now that your biscuits have been rolled and rested, and they rested for about 20 minutes in the refrigerator, now it's time to pop them in the oven for 8 minutes at 400 degrees, and then give them a turn and cook them for another 8 minutes. So here we go. So now that you have your biscuits in the oven, it's time to start working on the gravy. We're gonna melt some butter and some oil together. So prior to adding the flour, what we'll do is we do our own ground pork at Poppy and Rose, and for Poppy and Seed, we have our own signature breakfast sausage spice blend that we make. So you'll take that into the oil and you'll start rendering out all the fat from the pork sausage. If you don't want to use pork sausage, you can use chicken sausage, you could use turkey sausage, whatever your personal preference is. For us, this is our classic country pork gravy that's just so comforting. And on a gloomy day, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. So now all you're doing is breaking it apart to end up with little pieces of sausage, some that can be a little bit larger, but something uniform as this cooks it down. Now we're gonna start adding the flour. You're just gonna sprinkle that around. I'm gonna switch over from using a whisk to a spoon. We're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of garlic powder. And then I have half a yellow onion diced up. You're just gonna cook that, making sure that the flour doesn't burn or stick to the bottom. But there you guys go. So you got the onions, the garlic powder. It's starting to smell amazing in here again. Can't tell you how much this just makes me feel so at home. We're gonna add 6 cups of whole milk. So you wanna be paying attention to this part to make sure that you're scraping the bottom, that the flour is coming off the bottom, that you don't let the flour stick and burn at this point. We're gonna go ahead and season it with a little bit of kosher salt, black pepper. So we're almost getting there, guys. It's getting nice and thick, but not overly thick. So the way we finish it is just to add a little bit of half and half and just finish up the sauce and get that silkiness that we're looking for. So we're basically done here with this gravy. I'm gonna just set it aside, and I'm gonna start working on cooking some eggs to go on top of our biscuits and gravy. So, non-stick pan, just a little bit of butter. I'm gonna cook my eggs sunny up today. It's just that richness from the yolk, spreading into the gravy. It's gonna be amazing. There you guys go, look at that, pull apart. Look at that. That's why we follow that technique of cold butter, layering it in. It's something magical in these biscuits. So I'm gonna show you how we plate it here. Come give a nice generous helping of this wonderful country sausage gravy. And we'll just take these sunny up eggs on top of that. Just garnish with the little chives, and you're ready to eat. Hear that little crunch on the bottom of the plate from the bottom of the biscuit? You know you did it right. It brings me back home. Hopefully you guys really enjoy this recipe. Thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe below. Watch me make 2 more comforting food dishes, shrimp and grits, and a wonderful mushroom toast that will knock the socks out of any avocado toast out there. Thank you so much.